Hi, everyone. I'm Crystal, and I wanted to take a few minutes to share how I arrived at this work and created this retreat, and an explanation of what I describe as an energetic DNA awakening healing, my personal experience with this healing modality, and what you can expect during the retreat if you feel called to join us. My healing journey has never been a straight line, and I've been through my share of conditioning, overfunctioning, burnout, physical injury, emotional loops, and all the things so many women quietly carry. And I've also tried many healing modalities over the years, and anytime something actually worked for me, I made it a point to study it. And that's just who I've always been. But it's important to me to understand what I'm receiving as well as understand what I am then offering and doing in the healing spaces that I create. And so, one of my realizations was that for a good portion of my life, I operated heavily from the mental level. And that served me in some ways, but it also meant I wasn't consistently working across the emotional, physical, and spiritual levels in a way that creates true and lasting change. And that's one of the biggest insights I had. Healing must integrate across all four levels to anchor completely. And this insight is what pulled me deeper into this work. When I closed my manual therapies practice, I shifted into coaching full time. And while the coaching is powerful, the in person healing work was missing. Before that, however, when I was strictly doing in person healing work one on one session at a time, I realized that people genuinely need and benefit from both the hands on, energetic, somatic work and the reflective, integrative, mindset shifting, supportive coaching. So, for me personally, neither approach is complete on its own. Real, lasting transformation requires that the emotional, mental, physical, and spiritual levels are addressed together as a whole. And that's what led me to create this retreat. This is a full 4-level healing arc in one weekend. It is a space for whole person work and a place where you actually have the time, support, and structure to experience real internal shifts. And this retreat brings together the modalities that I found to be deeply effective, including the private one-on-one healing session. So I'll share, when I received this healing, I didn't know what to expect. I only knew that it was supposed to be a one-time thing, and that initially caught my wonder and my interest. But when in session, my mind calmed, and it felt gentle, grounding, very relaxing, and just very zen. And afterwards is when I started noticing the changes. Most of those changes, they were internal and mostly mindset shifts that ultimately resulted in a changed external experience. I experienced what I describe as alignment in real time. And these are like popcorn synchronicities that show up regularly, creating more opportunities for me with what feels like less effort. And I'm aware that a lot of this happens because of better emotional regulation, which helped me develop a sense of neutrality in moments of upset or disappointment that then allows me more immediate access to supportive perspective shifts. In time, there was more ease in detaching from old patterns of behavior. So, like less rumination, less anxiety, less self sabotage, less inner criticism, and instead, this desire for the right or correct actioning. And so I started to feel a genuine sense of internal self-leadership with the experiencing of those deeper insights and understanding. So overall, it was like an accelerator of all things. It especially opened up my creativity again. That's another thing I want to mention, which is something that I had shut down for decades. I found myself starting to say yes to the things that have always called me, and I aligned with my purpose. And opportunities that would have taken months or years happened almost immediately. And everything just started connecting, all of the phases and different directions of my life, all the work and study I've ever done. And I've had a lot of kind of full circle moments where all started to make more sense together. I started experiencing full integration, and this is healing. This modality helped me step into all of these things and so much more without apology. So let me explain this healing in more detail in a way that hopefully won't confuse you. And this is why I started with my personal experience. It is a rare modality. I traveled out of country to learn. It's based on the idea that we have physical DNA and spiritual DNA. And when spiritual DNA awakens, it strengthens your connection with your higher self and your divine blueprint or your cosmic function. And this is essentially your life purpose. This healing increases your capacity to hold light, which is something necessary for spiritual DNA. And in turn, this supports the clarity and the acceleration of personal growth by helping you release those unconscious patterns and genetic or ancestral imprints. These sessions, they start with a series of energy healings that you may have some familiarity with, such as, chakra balancing, negative energy clearing, and they conclude with the activation of your spiritual DNA. So after session, clients report feeling clearer, calmer, more intuitive, more aligned. But I want to be super clear here that the shifts are very individual. They are specific to you. I've shared my experience, and I'll also share that the feedback that I've received from clients is consistently profound, regardless of how it took effect for them individually. So with that said, let's get into the retreat walkthrough. Check-in is on a Friday, checkout is on a Monday. When you arrive on Friday, you'll be welcomed with refreshments, light bites, and time to settle in. I'll begin the private healing sessions while the rest of the group either relaxes or takes time to rest or explores the home. In the evening, we'll gather for a welcome dinner, followed by a fire release ceremony and a dream tea intention ceremony. This opens the spiritual level and helps you enter the weekend in a receptive and grounded state. Saturday is our full transformation day. We begin with a hot breakfast and complete the spiritual level with a meditation and a group share. Next, we enter the mental level, where you'll learn 3 practical tools for shifting your thought patterns and strengthening your internal leadership. You'll then practice these tools with a partner in a mirror exercise. Then we move into the emotional level with ceremonial cacao, followed by a gentle somatic release practice inspired by whirling dervish dance. This is a grounding, heart-opening movement designed to support letting go without overwhelm. But we will ground thoroughly afterward for anything that may come up. All meals are catered to include lunch, and the afternoon includes integration time in which you may swim or journal or nap, receive a massage, explore the property or surrounding activity options, or you can just rest. We end the day with dinner and connection. Sunday begins a little slower with another hot breakfast. We start with a practical integration teaching on how to apply the 4 levels in your daily life. Then we move into the physical level through a belly dance embodiment session outdoors. I dance semi-professionally for over 10 years, and I'm excited to share this with you. It's joyful, it's expressive, we'll be wearing hip scarves, and it'll be a blast. After, we'll have refreshments. I'll share retreat-only offers for continued coaching and healing support. Then we'll have lunch, followed by a longer integration period where massages and healing sessions continue. And while integration is important for any retreat or healing, anybody that may need an early departure may leave after that segment or stay for dinner and rest before our Monday morning departure. This retreat is for women only who feel something shifting inside them. Women who are ready to reconnect with themselves on a deeper level, release what they've outgrown, and step into a new season with clarity and support. So if something in you is pulling you towards this experience, I invite you to explore the registration link in the email. And if you have questions, you can reach me at hello@abundantwomancoach.com. There will be subsequent future emails that will include some general FAQs or frequently asked questions, and a welcome packet follows registration. I am so really excited for this event and sharing it with you. Thank you for listening. And I look forward to supporting you in whatever way you feel called. Thank you.